I would have broke some wrists. I would have broke some bodies up because, man, I done had some people hit at me. The tight end went at my ankle, twisted my ankle. The next year he came at me. I told him, if you go at my ankle again, I'm going to kick you in the head. He tried, and I kicked him in the head. I did. Because I was like, I got to teach you a lesson.
This our team chaplain, by the way. You know what I'm saying? This Pastor Will talking.
Pastor Will.
Feeling better than I ever been. Cairo in his bag, this beat is heaven sent. Back up in my element, new whip, trunk up in the front, I whip an elephant. It's all limo tint, that's how you move when you the president. You assin' off stream, treat him like my last name. Disrespecting, you just signed a check for a long day. Appetizer rappers, you will never be an entree. Really, you a condiment, and I hope y'all follow this crazy.
Hey, welcome to the Players Lounge, presented by the Rockin R Bar. It's your boy Josh Perkins. I'll be sitting with some current MSU players, some former MSU players. We're gonna chop it up a little bit. I wanna take a second to thank all our supporters out there. It's gonna be a great season. It's gonna be a great show. Let's go Cats. All right, here at the Players Lounge with my favorite group. You know, I talked about this before, but the DB group. We are the most talented people out there, right? I'm gonna prove my point again. We run backwards, we run forward, we have to jump, we have to tackle, we got to catch balls, we got to bat down the balls, and we got to make calls. And we might have to blitz, we might have to take on runs. There's so many aspects to it that make us who we are, right? I think that's why we carry ourselves the way that we do.
Oh, yeah, taking on runs from one side of the field to the other side of the field because somebody couldn't catch that runner.
Yeah, you saving a touchdown,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
yeah. I forgot to
And
bring
you got
that
to
point up.
line up for the next play, too, right after that.
Right after that,
Right
wind it
after
or
that.
whatever.
Yeah,
Lips
come on.
chap.
Exactly, exactly.
But let's get into it. Let's give everybody your name and your hometown.
All right, so my name's Simeon Woodard. I'm from San Antonio, Texas, and I came to Bozeman to play football.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Miles Jackson, Portland, Oregon. You know why I'm here. You know why we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will Johnson, straight out of Compton. Came here in '83 and got a national championship out of the deal and served as chaplain for 18 years and got 7 rings out of that deal as well. So.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so you can do the Jordan picture? You know, when he got all the rings on the finger, everything like that? Floss on the wheel, you know what I'm saying? Which one? So what rings you got?
No, these are conference championships rings right here.
Okay.
So
okay.
that's what those are. They're bigger than my national championship ring.
Okay. You got that one with you too?
That's kind of in my pocket a little bit. You know,
Hey, that's like your calling card. You get some free throw with
That's the
that?
calling card right there.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's from '84.
That's from '84. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing's sick.
Yeah. That kind of looks like a class ring a little bit, but.
No,
I know
we
where you
both from
live.
Compton. He started looking at me. He didn't look at y'all. Y'all was at the ring, but his eyes got on me.
Listen, I know where
We
you
both come
live.
from the same neighborhood, so we know what to look out for.
Oh, yeah.
type stuff. You know what I'm saying? But y'all do get a ring. Y'all got one Big Sky last year, right? But we still trying to go for that national championship thing, right? That's what we all here to do and get done. What's as far as being a DB, like I said, I always felt it's a little different for us. But what I want to jump right into is like the mentality of it. Like sometimes I argue that with my son. You know, online, anybody know you forgot to step left. That's his Armstrong that's yelling at you, but you miss a, you know what I mean, the reroute, or you miss that jab at the line, and the guy take you. The whole stadium's gonna know.
Everybody see it.
So what's the mentality you got to have? Is it like you know, to get over that next play? Because that's something I struggle with personally when I play, like, because you want to do good so bad. Sometimes when you get burnt, it was hard for me to shake it. I just want to know, like, what's some tools you guys use to shake, like, a bad play to get on to the next one?
For me, my high school coach actually told me goldfish have like a 15-second memory. So think like a goldfish or something. So yeah,
Think like a goldfish?
exactly,
I think
think
I'm
like
gonna
a
take that.
goldfish. So if you get beat one play, line up, that play is dead. Like it's done for the rest of the game. Now, like you can't change it. Only thing you could change is, you know, what's about to happen. So that's what I try to think.
And for me personally, I even got it tatted on me, is the time is now. So it's next play, the time is now. Something happened, the time is now to fix it.
You ain't doing that. That's just what's in front of you right now, right there.
Only think about what's in front of you.
You
And there's
know,
like- go ahead.
you know, as I think about it, and even with what you're saying, the time is now. We were taught a little bit different back in the day. You know, you mess up, coach gonna let you know about it. Of course, you guys go through that same thing. But he based his chewing you out on the fact that he gave you a foundation. He gave you a kind of a plan, a map, you know, a directional that when you get in this situation, expect this to happen, be prepared to make this decision, that and that and that. So you didn't have no excuse. If you screwed up, you screwed up. Yeah, you come back the next play. But what helped me was being able to see the whole field, understand down and distance, all that stuff. And that built my confidence up. But then when you came to execution, it was all over with but the weeping. However, transitioning from California, Compton to Montana, my first year, man, everything I learned and knew kind of went out the door, and I don't know why. But I had the foundation, had everything, some confidence issue. I don't know where it was, but I just was, you know, probably too cocky, too arrogant or something. So I had to begin to rethink my game, and it took one game for me to come back to the person I was, and that was the Montana game. Oh. And I got Big Sky Player of the Week that game.
Oh, really?
And this was after coming off of a dislocated shoulder from Boise State. So I had to get into the mentality of what the program was giving me and not trying to bring something else into it, and that helped me go from play to play, down to down. 11 tackles, a block punt, a deflected punt. Yeah, I just had a great game, had a lot of fun, had an interception too. So, you know.
That just totally changed your mindset and your trajectory, right?
Yeah, it was a flip. It was a flip, and that was it, man. But
I think that's more like a DB mentality, though.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta make plays, right?
Yeah, you got to.
And that's almost kind of get us going in that same aspect, right? So you saying next mentality. So you really do you gotta like force that thought into you, or now is just part of you as far as like that next play or 15 seconds of memory? Is it like pretty locked into you, or you still gotta?
Yeah, I think you, as a DB, I mean, we're all human, so of course we're still gonna think about our mess ups. So I think, in a sense, we still gotta tell ourselves, like, yeah, shake it off, like move on to the next play, and try to, you know, give ourselves that confidence we need moving forward.
And then you get that within your locker room and stuff too,
Oh,
like
yeah.
some of your brothers and stuff like that. Everybody
Definitely.
kind of have each other's back.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just like such a good competitor. It's like I'm on to the next play. I want to do better. Like I'm not gonna let it happen again.
Oh, I see
That's
you
my
saying.
mentality.
Oh, so okay, so you almost get more motivated after
Yeah.
a bad play.
Yeah.
Huh, that's almost fuel you. Like, I gotta make up.
yeah.
It's just like a balance type thing. I'm low right now, so I gotta kind of get it back right.
And then another thing that helps too is, of course, our teammates. Like, everybody messes up, so when we see another man down, you know, we go pick him up. So if I get beat, if Miles gets beat, pick each other up. If a D lineman, you know, misses a tackle, pick him up. So everybody's, you know, feeling off of each other, basically.
Yeah, we all accountable for every mistake.
Exactly.
yeah, camaraderie wise.
Yeah, was it like that for you on that?
Yeah.
Because you was on the 83 and 84
Oh,
team?
yeah. Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
83 had a bad season, right?
83, we had a bad season. We went 1-11.
And then you came right back and won a natty.
We went 12-2. Yeah.
Okay, you gotta explain that then,
Okay,
bro.
got to explain. Well, if it wasn't for 83, 84 probably wouldn't have happened. Because every game that we played, we were in.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, a lot of teams were going home hurt because we hit so hard.
So they knew even though y'all lost the game, they knew who they played.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. They knew who they played. But we all went home with the mentality of not being hurt. We went at the end of the season, at the end of the school year, went home and did our homework. We worked out. I had my boy with me. We go work out. You know, in LA, you can practice against just about anybody, you know, and you're going to see some names out there, some dudes with some speed, but you're going to rethink how you play, and then you're going to go out and practice and repeat it every day. And that confidence came back to me. I mean, it didn't matter who you were. I don't care if you was the best tight end at USC or best wide receiver wherever, because in my freshman year, I had wide receivers running pass patterns on me in place. So I had to learn who I was and how to play the game, and I was fortunate enough for that. But what I was trying to get at is, you know, after all your mistakes and all that, and what you do, you got these teammates here, they build you up. You guys, the dynamics that's there is, you know, support one another, you know, but you're on the field. When you get in your little small group, what do you hear? Now, there's got to be somebody giving you a hard time, somebody reminding you got burned, somebody, you know, but that's a part of this dynamic of friendship, brotherhood. And sometimes it hurts and it might be sensitive because it got to a point where we were in a pregame and somebody was.
84.
This is in '83.
Okay.
And somebody
So
was
after
teasing
some
me.
losses kicking in, right?
Losses are kicking in, so everybody's feeling that.
Everybody kinda
feeling
edgy.
that. And I was getting ready to have a fight with a linebacker, and I got burned that game. He got burned that game. He got pulled off the sideline. I got pulled off to the sideline. We looked at each other and just started laughing. But you know, we hung out, played cards together, played dominoes together, all that. So we had that camaraderie and that friendship. So there wasn't no, I'm sorry, man. We just looked at each other and just laughed, and that was it.
Right,
That was
right.
it.
Okay, so y'all had that culture, so maybe that's what helped transition
Correct.
to the 84.
Yeah.
Right? So you guys already had that, I guess, built in?
Yep, we had
and you
that
just
built
needed
in.
to just get a little bit better at that point,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Because like 1-11 to 12-1, that's, we should almost do a
12-2,
story
yeah.
about that,
Oh,
really.
it's big time.
Yeah.
Well, the other part of that is this, you know, the dudes who didn't have a lot of relationship with you on the team came back that next year, and we sized each other up. Everybody was looking good. They did the workouts, looking bigger, stronger. And you get in these tight games, and you hear one of your teammates on the side rattling in your ear while you lined up, ready to bump this dude. And I don't even look at him. I'm just like, shut up, you know?
Yeah.
And bump, and then go to the next play. Knock that guy down, go to the next play. So that confidence was there. I knew who I was. And, man, I have to admire you guys for what you do because, you know, the game's even faster as far as I'm concerned. And then you got to battle all this grabbing and cheating and holding and stuff like that, man.
We was doing different stuff back then. They called stuff that they didn't call on us.
No.
You know what I mean? I think in the 90s or in the 80s, like we can grab a little bit more. I
but
feel
I would've
like
broke
it's
somebody's
almost like an
arm.
offensive game now,
I
right?
would have broke some wrists. I would have broke some bodies up because, man, I done had some people hit at me. The tight end went at my ankle, twisted my ankle. The next year he came at me. I told him, if you go at my ankle again, I'm going to kick you in the head. He tried, and I kicked him in the head. I did. Because I was like, I got to teach you a lesson.
This our team chaplain, by the way. You know what I'm saying? This Pastor Will talking.
Pastor Will.
I did. But I do have a question for you because the skill set is so important. What do you think about, let's say, when you go home, you go to bed, you've drilled, this coach has worked this into your mind, this is what he expects. What do you do? Are you thinking about it? Do you wake up, you know, thinking about these plays? How do you focus? What do you do there? The first step is, you know, how deeply ingrained in this defensive back position is it for you?
I would say there's often times when people catch me just like randomly practicing, randomly taking read steps, randomly
Well,
walking.
like you walk into class or something, and you do like a little, you stay
yeah.
low on your twist or something.
And that's
you know?
something I'm always doing is watching film. Like everybody's film. It don't matter what position. I'm just trying to get to know the game more. And I feel like that's helped me the most. Just knowing everything about the game.
And to kind of piggyback off him, like, I know social media is big now, so I'll follow, you know, a bunch of trainers, DBs, and a lot of times they'll post like clips of teach tape, just certain drills to do. So even when I'm scrolling on my phone, away from the game, I'm still, you know, getting knowledge. So I think that definitely helps as well.
So you actually teach it like an actual craft. Then.
Exactly,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So you
yeah.
got to put in that time to master your craft.
Yeah.
I guess at that point.
Yeah.
So what about, because this kind of question amongst all three of you guys, because you guys all kind of came from urban environments, you know, moving out here. What was the toughest part for you? And I'm going to ask everybody that same question. What was the toughest part for you coming into Bozeman from your hometown and stuff?
I definitely think the cold was one, but besides that, I'm gonna just go the population, you know, the size. I'm from San Antonio, so it's, you know, 1 million plus people all in the same area. And in Bozeman, you got maybe 80,000 in a small area, so it's kind of different, you know, not seeing as many people, as many places, but it definitely has its pros too as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, having that small town feeling
Yeah,
and stuff.
exactly,
you know.
exactly.
What about you?
I'll for sure say, like he said, the cold, that was the biggest change for me. Because it don't snow like that in Oregon.
Right.
And then coming here, like stepping out my shell for real. Because there's stuff out here, I was like, yeah, we don't do that. That's not of our culture.
I feel you.
Like going out and hiking and doing all the other stuff, but you really got to take it all in. And Bozeman is beautiful.
Right. You
The whole
get
state
out
is
what you
beautiful.
put into it.
Yeah, the whole
type
state's
situation,
beautiful.
right?
Yeah. You really get out and see stuff.
So what about you coming in the
Coming
80s?
in, oh man, for me, boy, that's a good question. I'm one of those guys that you just put me out there and I'll make
You
the
make whatever
adjustment.
happen, huh?
I'll make the adjustment. That's it. Culturally speaking, it was a little bit different because, you had to meet different types of people. It's never been hard for me to do that or to make the adjustment, but for people to understand me, sometimes I would talk too fast. Coming from the city, everything, you just say it real fast,
it's
get
real
it done,
quick.
get it going. That's it. In regards to my culture, the color of my skin, I didn't have too many problems there. Of course, you have to teach people how to understand who you are there. So that's a growing process of being able to educate people, and I had that opportunity to do that and help people to learn who I am, and then I learned who they are. Educationally, it was different because the education here and the system is very good. And so when I came here, I believe I was very inarticulate, and the system helped me to improve my knowledge, my language, and how I carried myself, and so the confidence in me rose incredibly.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
yeah.
Just after you started seeing you put in that work, gave you that confidence because you was putting in that work to be that better person, whatever type thing, right?
And I think all four of us just being from, completely different places allowed us to, live on our own and kind of grow and learn new things. That kind of made us better people in a sense. So that's one of the things that I think is the biggest takeaway from, moving to Montana.
Because you was a little bit uncomfortable.
Exactly.
And sometimes,
That's good,
being
though.
uncomfortable gives you the opportunity to grow.
Exactly.
You
And
need
see
that
what
to
you
grow.
can be. Yeah. Sometimes that guy that been on the block his whole life, that's who he is. You know what I'm
Exactly,
saying?
yeah.
There ain't gonna be no trajectory here, nothing. It's just, it is what it is. That's what, some things I realized even, like say coming from Compton and seeing different people that got different opinions on stuff. And it's like, there were certain guys who, their opinion hold some weight to me. But then as I got older, I was like, why?
Yeah.
Like, what? He didn't even know nothing. Like, if he knew what he was talking about, he wouldn't just be still on the block.
Yeah.
Or whatever type deal that was going on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get nobody in too much trouble, but some people that grew up in my neighborhood used to work, like, I'm just going to throw some out there, like, work for, like, FedEx.
Yeah.
But it was like, they had all the best cars, they had all motorcycle type stuff. So I always wanted to work for FedEx. But I know they was, like, selling drugs.
Yeah.
FedEx was just the front.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But in my mind, I'm like, I'm college, man, I'm gonna go work for FedEx. You know what I'm saying? And I remember my teachers being like, what are you talking about? Like, man, you're gonna be balling,
They
you know what I'm
didn't get
saying?
it.
Get FedEx. But thinking about their opinions on how they say, because there was a lot of people who didn't want me to come to Montana.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, I don't know if you guys had that same thing in your family and stuff like that, because it's just, the temperature of our nation and different things that's going on and things of that nature. They'll just worried about you, because they care about you. But a lot of times they got to understand that that's what you need to grow.
Exactly.
And and that's why I support our program and everything so much, because I really felt like me deciding to come to Bozeman, me deciding to come to Bobcat, totally changed my life. And you guys will probably see that more as you get over me, and we'll talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
And some of the same guys, some of the same players and stuff you used to roll with back home that you don't have the time to hang out with anymore, like, bro, like at least 80, 90% of those cats is doing time. And that's where I think it was probably right when I hit about 35, because cats started getting out of jail. And I started realizing, like, bro, I used to roll with you, like, that could have been me. That probably would have been me. I would probably did that check scam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back then at that time, and picked up that Fed time or whatever type deal. So you never know what decisions you made, you know what I mean, what it's doing for you in your life. So, I guess keep that in mind as you do continue to grow and continue to be uncomfortable, because the football doesn't have to end here.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of opportunities, moving forward for you anyway that it goes. But
Yeah.
that was one thing that always stuck out for me, was like being uncomfortable. Like it's tough. You know what I'm
It
saying? Like,
is.
y'all know where I
It
work
is.
at. I'll be up on that mountain. I'll be the only brother.
Yeah.
And 99% of the stuff that I'll be working on. But I find honor amongst us and our people that I'm the only brother in the room. And that's what makes me stand out with my chest
Exactly.
out,
There
talk
you
to
go.
however I want to talk to get that part done. So don't ever lose that part of it. You know what I'm saying? And we'll use it a lot, and that's why, we go back and forth with him, because we experience some of the same stuff. That's we'll always be here for you guys too. You know what I mean? Moving forward for that same DB thing, because we all went through the same stuff. We all kind of experienced the same things. then as you go through life, you remember certain things. Like Will might say something right now that don't make any sense. And then there's gonna be a situation like, bro, he was just telling me about it. I remember you telling me about that. You know what I'm saying? I do gotta tighten up a little bit in this type of situation.
Well, it's important when you think about how you carry yourself. When you're doing football, sometimes if you have a good coach, and sometimes it might not be your coach, it might be a mentor or somebody in your life who can take the context of your situation and teach you about life through it. And I had that experience. That's how I was raised up from junior college. I was taught about life through football. It was incredible, and it helped me. Again, it built confidence in me, but also challenged me to learn and understand my surroundings. You know, I worked for the power company a number of years back, and I came in as a meter reader. You know, I walked just about every house in this valley and across this county, up in the mountains, and the confidence that I carried with me was the fact that this is my job. Somebody hired me because they felt like I was qualified, and I'm qualified to be out here, and it doesn't matter what my color is, and that was the last thing in my mind. So I rarely ran into that issue. But guess what? I'm sure that it could have been right there, and it could have been a part of a fear for me, but no.
You didn't make it become
No. I made it something incredible. I was able to represent who we are. I was able to represent what I was brought up in. And when I communicate with people, it was incredible. And there were some misunderstandings. You know, I got a box of candy at the office because somebody misunderstood my situation, and then there was an apology in there. And it didn't hurt my feelings because what I learned is that it's not on me, but it's on that person to have to make the decision of change. Whereas I'm the person who's going to help facilitate that, if you allow me, just by friendship or kindness or whatever. And so my question to you guys is this. With what you know now, if you had to go out and get into the real world, what tools would you have readily available to yourself, and that includes your confidence, that you could go out and get a job at a place that you believe you're qualified to work at today?
For me, I wanted to take the biggest advantage of being on scholarship as I could. So I joined the construction engineering program here. And I feel like that's something that's put me ahead of like a lot of people who I want to be like when I grow up. And it's just pushing me to keep driving, to show other people that who look like me that it can be done.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's what's up.
'Cause I know it's hard. I'm the only one that look like me in all my classes.
Okay.
But like
What
you
is
said,
it,
we got to
constructional
represent.
engineer?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Like I said, like you said, you got to represent, and I feel like that's something important to me to represent for all the people that are trying to get to where I'm at.
Yeah,
That's dope.
that's what's up.
What about you?
For me, like I said, like I moved far, of course, from Texas, so, you know, I wasn't under my mom's supervision when I got to Bozeman. So now I got to kind of navigate my own life in a way. So I have the control to, you know, go out and talk to people, go do this activity, go do that activity. So the biggest thing that I've learned and kind of value right now is communication skills. So I feel like they will get me a long way.
Oh, yes.
Just being able to know how to talk to people, being able to understand people, and I learned that coming to Bozeman, so I think that'll be a big one for me.
So I guess you transitioned pretty well. Then that kind of leads to my next question. What was the harder part for you? Was it the physical part of the game, or was it more the scheme, the game plan? Like for me, I thought I thought I was physical enough, right, to hang with. I thought I was fast enough to hang with these guys, but these checks and these calls, bro, like we just line up and play where I come from. Like, what you mean check what? Why? Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? You know, the trying to think. So, what part was it for you? Was it the physical part, or?
I'm not.
Because you excelled at it. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I'm not the biggest dude, as you can see, but I still wouldn't say it's the physical part. I would definitely say the schemes, the mental aspect of it. In high school, we were running just cover 4 every play. So
It wasn't nothing. Yeah, It was walking in the park type thing. It was like breathing.
Exactly. And then you come to college, you might have one side of the field playing another coverage, the other playing another. And like you said, if they line up in a different formation, you got to check to a different call. So all of that was pretty new. And also the pace of the game. you know, every receiver in college is good, whether they're a starter or a bench player. So, you know, having that
here.
Yeah, exactly. Having to adjust and try to, you know, keep up with those guys was challenging at first, but you know, after a while, I started trusting myself, gaining confidence, and eventually was able to just play faster in, you know, our scheme and you know,
Not think about it,
exactly,
not think, just play, huh?
have the confidence to start making plays. So, yeah.
What about you?
I feel like the change for me was really understanding like the game is different in college, and like knowing like the in and outs of the game, and the playbook is like huge. So that was like one of the biggest challenges for me is like transitioning into like a different type of playbook where I had to really think about everything. And once I started like figuring that all out, I started putting the pieces together.
Cause you look like you're stronger. How much weight did you put on since you've been here?
Probably, I came in I think around 170, 175-ish. And right now I'm 192.
Okay, yeah. As I say, I don't get a chance to look at you much, but seeing you sit here like, bro, you way bigger than remember when you first was coming in type deal. And what about you when you first came in?
Man, I came in at a poor 165, and then you know you go through the summer. I got to 170, and then you start working out, playing, and everything. You get right back down to that.
Oh yeah, I'm already knowing what you talking about. Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Oh yeah.
You start off in one thing, but you end up back there.
Oh yeah, you got what is it called? High
Metabolism?
Yeah, metabolism, man. Oh yeah, so, you know, I just played within myself and didn't worry about any of that stuff, and just tried to get stronger and play smarter, and that was it.
Was you having trouble with the playbook when you first got here or anything like that? Or
No, I didn't have
What you guys play back then?
Oh, we was cover 3. I'm a man-to-man guy.
Yeah.
So I'm man-to-man, but we was cover 2, cover 3, well, you name it, we did it. We mixed it up. But when it was all said and done, I was isolated. I was always isolating on whoever it was that was out there, and that was fun, you know. So watching film was important to me, trying to figure out who this person is I'm playing against, and once I do, you know, that's it, you know.
Back to the DB world. Like, how's you guys roomed? Are you guys make fun of each other? Is it like really like some brotherhood? So you might have rough days with certain people cool, or what? Give me the day in the DB room.
Everything comes out. So
Okay, because there's a lot of characters in that room, right?
Yeah, you're gonna hear about everybody's everything. So we close like that. We're family, and we make sure we keep each other accountable about every situation. It can be football, school, girls.
We talk about everything, yeah.
Everything.
We'll clown each other here and there too.
Yeah, you got to.
We'll even clown Coach Shep, like, Coach, your hair messed up.
Get on his edge or whatever.
Look, push back a little bit.
He just look at you all mean or something like that.
He try to come back at us.
Oh, really? He got some snaps?
Yeah. But yeah, it's good vibes in our room though. Definitely competitive, but there's also that area where we could just relax and, you know, have fun with each other. Yeah.
So speaking of that, how is it playing in Bobcat Stadium? What's the atmosphere like for you? Is it nervous energy? Is it excitement? How it is for the games and stuff?
Shoot, my first experience was I came on my official gold rush, and that was like the main thing that made me want to like commit here was just that atmosphere, the fans, and the crowd, and all the support that we get from the state. And on the field, this is a totally different feeling. Like opening kickoff, running to the end zone, seeing the fans, like it's just crazy. The fireworks, the horses.
Oh yeah.
Gotta have the horses. Cause we sold out on season tickets this year too again, so it's gonna be like that again, moving forward type thing, huh? What you guys listen to? Give me your pregame playlist. What you got on the headphones?
I need Lil Baby for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta have some Lil Baby in there, and I don't know if y'all listen to No Cap, but I have No Cap in there.
Okay, I'm gonna start.
Yeah, go ahead and jot that down. Go ahead and jot that down. And then
is he out of Texas?
Alabama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Alabama. Them my two main ones, but obviously there's others.
It's all hype music, stuff like that. Is it party music or like gangster?
It's more, gangster.
Okay.
But like pregame meal, I'm like on more of Drake. You know, like just chill vibes.
Okay.
And then I get to the locker room, you know, start lacing up my cleats, all of that, and then I start cranking up the music a little bit. So.
What about you?
Yeah, I would say I'm kind of in the same boat, listening to the same type of rappers, like Pooh Shiesty, Drake.
Oh, just that same thing, that gangster stuff, huh? Yeah.
It just kind of get me pumped up for the game, get me locked in.
Okay. What would you listen to? Al Jarreau?
you go more bounce to the
Hey, okay,
no,
okay.
You throwing Prince down, you throwing them all down. Man, I can keep going and going and going and going because, those guys were great. I mean, they can get you fired up, but then, for me, I'm a musician, so I'm always thinking about some other stuff that they do and going, oh man, this dude picked up from this guy and that guy, and I like how they mix that, but if anything, it was just trying to keep my mind fired up, keep it right. We weren't privy to a lot of music, but, through the week we shared music, we make mixtapes, we do all kinds of stuff.
Oh, I got a question. What'd y'all listen to music on?
Oh,
No, we laughed about that earlier because we used to have to listen to
cassette tapes.
No, okay, because we had the Sony like Walkman, the disc
Walkman,
player.
Yeah.
But then you from the hood, so all your CDs are scratched. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get in the mode because it's starting over or something like that. But you was on the cassette tapes
We had
there?
the cassette tapes, so we was good, man. Oh yeah, you got everything on there. That little Walkman. You slide that tape.
Play all the
in,
way through, or you play it and rewind, hit the rewind button.
You can hit the rewind, or you just let it play all the way through, man. Then we make copies of copies, and pass them around, and
okay, that's what you was doing there. You was doing the recording thing off of it.
I just make copies whenever, but there was a dude who was making mixes for us and stuff like that, and so we just shared it like that and kept it going, man. But no, everybody had something. We kind of reminisced on a lot of things in regards to the past of music and stuff like that. And so, with that camaraderie and friendship and brotherhood, you just kind of glance at a dude and he just start laughing because he know what you're thinking, what you're talking about. If you just mention one word about something like that, and that's probably throughout the generations, that happens. But that friendship built something incredible. And today, the friendships are still going, and that's a blessing and it's a lot of fun. And some guys you've lost touch with, I've connected with those guys. 30 years go by, and man, I had the opportunity to connect with a couple of my main dudes, and we said, man, we'll never let that happen again. But those friendships, the understandings, why you do what you do, even in going back to community and helping out community, stuff like that. Those things are still going on. One of my friends, he's got a basketball academy in Africa that he's doing, and he's a basketball coach in Kansas. So one of my other buddies, he's a lawyer in Chicago, and man, he's just trying to help brothers, trying to help get them right. He said, some you can help, some you can't, but we all played ball together, and we have that same mentality and mindset to give back and to help others. That's one of the reasons why I came back to Montana, because it gave me so much that I wanted to give back to it. I could have went back to the city and did all that stuff, but there was just something unique about this place that allowed me the opportunity to come back and say thank you in my community service. And so you guys have a great opportunity ahead of you.
That part going. Oh, that's good. That's a good point, man. Because, like I said, sometimes we kind of forget about some little things. Did you guys reconnect over Frisco? The national championship game, was that what? Because there was a lot of people, I heard a lot of different stories. Like, that's the part you guys understand. Like, I think it was about you guys, going to the Natty, but you don't know how many different relationships that helped start back up. Like, I got back in contact with so many guys that I even forgot about sometimes. People get lost in memories. You got walk-ons, you got people who come and go type thing, but like you guys going to Frisco's, like everybody was proud to be a Bobcat, and it got everybody a chance to, there's so many people reconnected from that. You know what I'm saying? So to know that, that bigger picture, besides playing for your guys in the locker room and all that type of thing, it's all these different things that's spurring from you guys winning. You know what I'm saying? All these different opportunities, not only for you, but for kids in our community, opportunities for players, like all our guys going to the league and things like that, and what doors that's opening for putting Montana on the map, putting Montana State on the map, where you're going to be alumni, where you went to school at, you see what I'm saying? So you can wear that, you can wear all your stuff proudly wherever you might go. You know what I mean? So always keep that in mind as moving forward. But I want to get a little more football stuff. What was your all right, I'm playing college ball now. Do you remember that moment? I remember there was a guy, Ronnie Jenkins, that was playing for NAU, and everybody's talking about how fast he was. I'm like, bro, everybody's fast. He's saying that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I remember he took off the sideline. Usually I could hawk him, you know what I mean? I remember I took off my first 4 steps. It felt like I was moving backwards, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, I ain't even gonna try this. And you can almost see it on the film where my realization, Like it's different. Do you guys remember that moment for you guys? Anything when you got here? Was it in practice
I feel
or?
like for me, like my athleticism like carried over, but it was just like everybody was fast like that. Like everybody was just quicker making plays. Like the way people like tackle was different. Like it was just the game just was way different.
You just have to adjust and move accordingly to get there. What about you? Was it?
For me, I'm gonna go. I mean, I was always good at football, like from little league, middle school, high school. But my junior year of high school was my transition to DB. I used to play slot.
Oh, really?
So yeah, when I
So you got hands or that's
yeah,
the reason why
I
you
got
moved to
hands.
DB?
I got
Okay.
routes. I got good feet.
Okay,
you feel me?
okay.
But yeah, junior year, I felt like I had a great year, and then after that year, I started getting a few small offers, and then I was like, all right, yeah, I'm locked in now. Yeah.
Texas, like football is real big out there. So you playing like since you was 3 years old type deal,
like,
everything?
Probably like 5, some
yeah,
early, as long as I
yeah.
can remember. Yeah.
Did you ever have any burnout moments or anything like that? Because I know I talked to some Texas guys. I knew some guys who even took like a year or two off because they started so early and wasn't sure.
I'm not gonna lie. In middle school, I told my dad I wanted to focus on basketball.
Okay.
But then he was like, he kind of told me I'm not gonna be 6'5", you feel me? So I kind of play my cards right. So I was like, yeah, you're right. So I just stuck with it, and then kind of got back in the rhythm of things, and still enjoy it to this day. So,
Okay.
yeah.
What about you? When did you start?
4th grade. So for me, I didn't even want to play football at first. My parents, they forced me.
Really?
I was one of the kids that sports wasn't my thing.
What was you doing then? Like you was on the video games or?
Yeah, video games, just watching TV,
Okay.
kind of hanging out. Like, I mean, yeah.
So at what age was that?
4th grade, I don't know, probably like.
Oh, no, 4th grade. That's when that happened. When you finally started playing.
Yeah.
And then did you like it at first year or you still didn't even like it that year?
I feel like I was like good because I was just so athletic. But then once I started wrestling, that's when it took my game to like a different level.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
It
great.
really brought that like aggressiveness out of me.
Oh, yeah, it's fight or flight at that moment, huh? And you speaking on, your mom and dad, some influential people in your life as far as getting you here, anybody else?
Definitely. Just my mom and dad. I was fortunate enough to grow up in a 2-parent household, and they took care of me and my brother. They're both from low-income neighborhoods, so understanding that they made it from the bottom all the way to the top, and I'm getting honestly a head start, just right in the middle. They never made me struggle or anything, so I definitely applaud them for what they did with their lives, and of course I'm going to take their advice on how to live my life. So yeah.
Those. And you?
Yeah, my family, my parents for sure. They showed me like that there's ways. That football isn't the end of everything. Like football is like, okay, you can take football as far as you want it, but you can also take anything else as far as you want it too. And that's something that my parents always taught me.
No matter what you involved in,
Yeah.
okay, you can take that as far as you want to, no matter what it be. But that's the mindset that you got. So even if this was tennis, you got the same thing.
I'm gonna
move
win.
forward.
No matter what it is,
got
I try to win.
Got to.
If there was a saying that your parents always stated to you, whether when you're going out or coming in or making a decision or whatever, can you guys recall those sayings or that saying? What did your parents say?
I know one of my dad used to say was, do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do. That's one that always kind of stuck with me because it's like, one time they did take me out of football because like I had a bad grade in the class and that was like devastating. So I never wanted to have that happen again. So I always made sure I got what I had to do done first. Get everything done early just so I can enjoy what I want to do.
That's good. That's good.
And then my dad just preached to me, start what you finish. Just don't quit. If you don't want to do it afterwards, that's fine, but at least finish it. Because if you get in the habit of quitting, your life is just going to become a failure, honestly, just from quitting all the time.
So even if you don't do it again,
Exactly.
at
Just
least
finish it. At least finish
right
it. That's the
there.
least you can do.
Yeah.
Just finish it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys' time here today. That was dope. I get some insight on you guys. Seeing that you're more than just athletes out there. You know what I'm saying? What's the DB room goal, and then what's the team goal? You guys talk? You guys
haven't
y'all
really
want to
talked.
do what? Y'all just show up every day as far as the DB room.
As far as right now, just get better every day. And obviously a team goal is to win the national championship, but that's going to take some work. So
All right.
it's a work in progress right now.
And I feel like
every day.
Keeping ourselves accountable as a DB room, because I know like we kind of came into our last spring ball as like we kind of the underdog group, position group. Yeah, and I took that personal. Definitely. I know he took that personal. Yeah. And we came out there, and I think we showed like we ain't the ones.
Right. No, that is the talk. That is the talk amongst everybody, from NFL scouts to whatever. So y'all definitely got a great opportunity to show off and show up. I'm excited to see it happen too.
We just getting started like the kickoff. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Watch the lift off.